How did it happen that it became okay to treat humans as some commodity like apples or potatoes that can be sorted and ranked into different categories and classes? It is particularly sad that money became the yardstick by which we sort, rank, and treat others. We even refer to the people we employ as human capital. The higher their income generating potential, the more valuable they are to the business and the more we are prepared to invest in them. Hi, I'm your host, Dr. Rudy Labuskaghni, and thank you for joining us for these Big Shift conversations. During these conversations, we look at life through a different lens. We deliberately try to find a new way of looking at things by seeking answers from the age-old wisdom of the soul and not the programmed and fear-driven chatter of the ego mind. We have become obsessed with labeling people and fitting them into boxes. Sociologists and economists and other experts have developed a classification system to help us sort people into these different classes using three criteria: cash, credentials, and culture. Someone's net value or income or bank balance is the first criterion we use. For the second one, credentials, we need to see someone's resume. And then all we still need for the classification process is to determine someone's preferences and tastes, culture. Once we know all that about you, we can get you sorted. We know what you can afford, how clever you are, and what your needs probably are, so we can sell you the right stuff and make more money. As James Carville, Bill Clinton's strategist, famously said, "It's the economy, stupid." Well, with the global economy now in trouble, this neatly designed classification system is somewhat disrupted. Suddenly, certain upper-class people now find themselves in the middle class, and the so-called middle class is not so much in the middle anymore. New brackets and new labels are needed to classify people. Please do not buy into that. You are in a class of your own. Let's not allow ourselves to be labeled. Labels hurt. Our value as human beings can never be determined by our income bracket. Perhaps the time has come to jump off the sorting table. We are not apples or potatoes or some commodity. We should never use these labels to describe ourselves. We need to declass, to be neither poor nor rich nor middle class, but rather to embrace our uniqueness and to be in a class of our own. We are, after all, unique and beautiful beings who should rather be judged by our character and values than by our income. Going forward, we will all be confronted with the money issue in some way or the other. Some will lose everything, but that does not make you poor. You just lost your stuff and can start afresh. Some of us will have to downscale and live a simpler life. That is no downgrade either. And it does not make us losers. Some will lose their jobs, but a job and a job title do not determine who we are. Jobless is not a title. It is a description of someone who is between jobs. Perhaps this pandemic is offering us an opportunity to discover a new way of being human. Perhaps it is teaching us that it's indeed possible to be happy without the trimmings of all our stuff, and that it is possible to have very little in terms of material riches, but still be spiritually fulfilled. Some people seem to get that. They have escaped from the classification table. They are neither lower nor upper class. They are in a class of their own. They seem to know the secret to everyday happiness: gratitude, humility, decent work, honesty, grit, grace, patience, wonderment, and contentment. They laugh, they love, they play, they dance, they sing, they share, and they fill their days with meaning. Some of them are seriously wealthy, some not so much, but that seems to have become irrelevant. Perhaps this global crisis will help us to discover who we really are and get rid of all the silly tags and labels we have accepted for so long. As Alan Francis said, the power to label is the power to destroy. Thank you so much for joining us. Live abundantly and may life find you awake, aware, and alive.